Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing a where have I been Q&A. Also, I'm just gonna talk about it before we start the video. I did lose my voice. I caught a cold. Here in Korea, it's actually really common to catch colds in the summer because of the ACs. If you don't clean the AC, like, you can really easily catch colds. Before anybody asks me, I did get tested for Rona 3 times already, and I do not have Rona. I just have a sore throat, so I'm so sorry. I promise there are other sicknesses out there other than Rona, but I did get tested, for you guys who are wondering. I literally just got sick because of my AC. I did take a little bit of a almost like when was the last time I posted on YouTube? I genuinely don't even remember when the last time I posted was. Okay, the last time I posted on YouTube was 3 weeks ago, so I do want to apologize for my little bit of a break. I guess what I can say from the break was that I felt very just like overworked. My job that I do work for, like, added a little bit on to the workload, and then I started school, and level 6 compared to every single level of language school that I've attended has pushed me through so much pain. I cannot recommend to drop out before level 6 enough. I mean, obviously if you want to do the full program, do the full program, but like, wow, level 6 is hard and it's stressful and there's so much work, and I just feel constantly just like burnt out and demotivated. And I've also been struggling a lot with some mental health recently, so honestly there's just been a lot of things on my plate recently, and I decided to, instead of taking out my social life, instead of obviously stepping back from the other work that I do, to stop YouTube. And again, I do want to apologize for that. I have no idea what I was saying, my camera died. But basically, I never want you guys to think that you're not a priority to me, because you guys are. But obviously with school and like my other jobs that I have under contract, taking away YouTube is a lot easier than stepping back from other things. And obviously, like, I can't take a step back from school because it's providing my visa to live here in Korea. And then also, I've just been really enjoying having some time to be a 22-year-old and to just hang out with friends and go out to eat and you know, do fun things in Korea. So I really do apologize for that, but I am coming back. I am going to be posting more regularly. I don't think I'll be posting, you know, as much as I was before, 3 to 4 videos a week, but you can definitely look out for 1 to 2 videos a week, because I miss you guys and honestly I miss making content. But that being said, I thought it'd be really easy and like a good transition to come back to my channel with a Q&A. And I'll be honest, a lot of these questions that you guys have asked me, I've answered in other Q&As. So I'm just gonna link the most recent Q&As that I've done before, like, below, and I'm not gonna answer any repeated questions. So I'm really sorry if you guys had a question that you were like dying to know, but I promise you I've answered it before, so you guys can just watch the other ones as well. I have been on this channel for over 4 years now. Like, I promise there has been answers to all these questions, but let's just get through it. For you guys who are wondering, I asked you guys questions on my community tab here on YouTube and on Instagram. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, like, I post on Instagram every single day. Like, I am always updating you guys on my life in Korea, my life in general on Instagram. So I highly recommend, if you guys want to see more of me and want to see more of my life, then to definitely follow me there, because I'm adorable. And I also just want to say that this Q&A is probably going to be a little bit more unedited, unfiltered, so I'm sorry if I come off rude in any way. Please don't take anything to heart. I'm just being completely honest, and I want to be as brutally honest as I can to your questions. So yeah, just please keep that in mind. I'm not gonna edit myself. I'm not gonna filter myself. I think I need to come back and rebrand and stop being so strict on what I can and can't say, and just kind of let myself just like be who I want to be on YouTube. So the first question is, how was your birthday? Thank you so much for asking. I did vlog on my birthday, and I will be posting that soon. I just have to obviously edit that footage. June 30th was my 22nd birthday, so I turned 22 here in Korea, and it was honestly a really fun day. I had a really nice time with my friends, but I also had to go to school, so it was kind of a shame. But yeah, I do have a vlog coming for my birthday, so I promise my birthday was very fun. Any updates on your university applications? Yes, so I did decide to apply to school in Korea. I applied as a junior transfer, and I hear back in the middle of July, so not quite yet. I think I have 2 more weeks, but I did decide to apply to college because, as you guys may or may not know, I am currently attending a language program, which means I am studying only the Korean language every single day, 4 hours a day. And currently I'm on the last semester, the last level. I'm advanced, as fluent as you can get in the language program, basically, even though I am not fluent. Oh my god, I know nothing. But after this program ends, I have no other option but to either transfer to four-year university or to go home. So I did apply to university to extend my stay in Korea. Which TXT performance during the concert was your favorite? So if you guys obviously don't follow me on Twitter, I just saw TXT at their Seoul concert. I went to both days, which is partially one of the reasons why I have no throat, because I was screaming. I think my favorite performance, I think New Rules was like very like special to me because it's one of my favorite TXT songs. I say New Rules, but also opening sequence. I have that tattooed in my brain. Yeah. Any new groups that have taken your interest? As of right now, no. I did do a lot of research on Tempest recently for a live stream that I had to do for my job, and I really like Tempest. I think they're so cool. But other than that, I would say maybe Omega X, Tempest are like the ones that I have the most interest in right now. I also just recently went to Dream concert, and Kingdom were really good. Who else was really good? There's one group that like shocked me. They were so good. Gravity. I've been really into Gravity recently, and you guys know I've always kind of been a fan of Gravity, but Gravity probably. Future plans, staying in Korea. So yes, my plans are to stay in Korea for at least the next 2 years, and then obviously once I graduate to get a job from there. I have had job opportunities come up to me, and I have had multiple companies like ask to work with me, and then also there is the other option of just being a YouTuber in Korea. But for right now, I have no plans of leaving Korea. Obviously, if I do not get accepted into university, it's gonna kind of change my whole plans, but for right now, on July 7th, right now, I don't have any plans to leave. When you feel homesick, what type of things do you do or think about for comfort? I think that a lot of people always ask me like, do I get homesick? And of course I get homesick. I get homesick all the time. I think the best thing that I can do, that if it is a time where somebody is available to talk, I will call home and just like talk to them. But if not, like, you know, because of the time change, you can't always communicate with your family. I would just say I look at pictures. I'll go through my camera roll and look at pictures of my dogs, or I will go through Instagram and look at like old pictures of my family, go through Facebook. But usually when I'm homesick, I try to get myself out of that mindset and remember that I do have, you know, not family, but my own family here as well, and I'll just try to spend time with those people and those people that I've connected with, because I'm not alone here. So I think there's a lot of different ways you can comfort yourself, but I do get homesick. Somebody asked, how was the NCT Dream ticketing experience? So I did do ticketing for Dream's concert. I did get Saturday tickets. I do want to go more than one day, but for right now I only have Saturday tickets. And I'll be honest, it was one of the easiest ticketing experiences I've had, but it was also crazy. So I'll just say it was very crazy. Are you okay feeling happy? I feel like this is kind of just like, I don't know, because again, you guys know I love living in Korea. I love my life here. I'm so fortunate to be living here, but also like I do have bad days and I do struggle with mental health. So it's like, am I feeling happy? Like overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy, but day to day there are things that I struggle with, and there are things that, you know, times are easier than harder than other days. But I'd say overall, yeah, I'm really happy. How are you, Ariel? I think things are better. You look happier these days. Thank you. What I will say is things are not always what they appear on camera or on Instagram. I always show you guys the happy times. I never show you guys the sad times. So I may appear happier on social media, but I promise that I'm still struggling just as much as I was a few months ago. Yeah, I'm still pretty not good, but we are working through it, and that's all that matters, obviously. Are there any groups you want to alt? Right now, no. There's no groups I want to alt. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about being a YouTuber slash public figure? I think my favorite thing about being a YouTuber is obviously like the community of all of you. I really find a lot of comfort in all of you, and I love to do live streams. I love to talk with you guys in the comments, and I love to make connections with all of you. I think my least favorite thing is that sometimes when you create a space or like a community of people, some people really like to overstep their boundaries, and I think that as much as I want you guys to feel like I'm a friend and I want to be that kind of a person for you guys also have to understand that I am just a regular person as well, and I feel like some people don't get that, and I think that's when it gets really hard for me, is when like people don't understand that like I'm a actual human with feelings as well. But meeting you guys in person, obviously talking to you guys online, like I love you guys and I appreciate you guys, but I think sometimes people really like to overstep their boundaries and, you know, ask questions that they wouldn't ask somebody that they know or that they would see face to face. I think that people feel very empowered by being anonymous online or not showing their real face online, and they feel like they can really overstep a lot of boundaries in that way. But I think that's like the only bad part, really. and like the hate comments, but like, you know, we all get hate comments, it's fine. Somebody asked, have you dated since living in Korea? No. I feel like a lot of people have been asking me about my love life, especially because like I've been like obviously like tagging friends that are boys in my Instagram stories. I've gotten like hundreds of DMs asking like, oh, is this your boyfriend? Is this your boyfriend? You guys, I'll just say it once and for all, I didn't come to Korea. I did not move to Korea to find a boyfriend. I did not move to Korea for the purpose of starting to date people. I do not have that mindset. I don't care about my future significant other's ethnicity, nationality, who they are, as long as they treat me well and they are a nice person and they respect me. That's all I really care about. Like, looks don't matter to me. And I feel like some of you guys know that, but I feel like there's a really big assumption here that like K-pop stans move to Korea to find a Korean boyfriend, and like I really could care less about that. I moved to Korea for a million different reasons, but none of those reasons was for boys. Now, I am definitely like more interested in dating, I would say now, but then before, obviously, because I am getting older. I am 22 now, and I'm not trying to say that like I'm opposed to dating. I think everybody's different and everybody has their own ways of wanting to date, and I'm just not the kind of person that would go on a dating app or would go through that like meeting a stranger. I would much rather date somebody that I feel comfortable with, and that is my friend first. So I'm not opposed to dating, but nobody's ever asked me out, nobody's ever confessed to me. So like I guess there's like the disconnect, is that like I'm not really the type of person that would like confess first, I guess. I've definitely had crushes here. I got a lot of guys, I got a lot of crushes, and I've definitely had crushes here on people, but I think like I feel like you guys think I'm just like this very outgoing, like extroverted person, which like I'm not trying to say that I'm not, but I'm quite shy. So I would say, first of all, I just didn't come to Korea to find a Korean boyfriend. Like that's just what I want to tell you guys. I didn't come here to find a Korean boyfriend. I don't care if my future boyfriend is Korean. I do want to tell you guys I am straight. A lot of you guys always ask me that. I am straight, but yeah, I have not dated since moving to Korea. I've still never in my life been on a date. Good work, Ariel. We got 22 rotations around the sun. Anyways, tips to an 18-year-old who's about to move from their home country to live in another country for studies. Well, first of all, congratulations to you. That is so exciting. Second of all, be kind to yourself. You need to really, when you live alone and when you live alone in another country, you really need to find yourself and you need to understand your own needs. You really need to listen to yourself and listen to your body. You know, like, don't try to do everything all at once. Take it one day at a time. Take it 1 hour at a time. Take it 1 minute at a time. And you really need to be kind to yourself and respect your boundaries and what you need. I think that living alone anywhere, but especially living alone in another country, you really need to be able to be independent and be able to be dependent on yourself. And I think that one of the best ways that I've found to like gain my own independence is to find out like what works for me and like what I enjoy and what I need. And you know, sometimes I really need to be around people. Like I really love that feeling of like having others around me, but sometimes I just want to be at home and I want to lay in bed and I want to watch a movie. So I think knowing yourself and knowing what needs you need and being able to like independently fix them, I think is a really hard thing to do, but it's the most important thing about living alone, is like being able to like understand what you need is like really hard, but like you really need to know yourself to live alone. That's my advice. I'm sorry, that's terrible advice. How are the summers in Korea? Which season is the best to study abroad? I would recommend studying abroad in the fall. The summers here are actually pretty miserable. It's freaking hot and the humidity is always like 80% or above, so it's so humid that you can barely breathe, and then it's like 90 degrees and then you're just like suffering. So summers here are not great. Also, it's monsoon season right now, so it just rains all of a sudden for no reason. Like on my birthday, it was a freaking monsoon, but I would just recommend either the spring or the fall. The spring is really pretty because it has like all the cherry blossoms and stuff, but I just love the fall, so I'd also recommend the fall. Have you gotten used to filming in public? I'm not too shy about filming in public. It really just depends. It's funny because like if I'm alone, I feel way more confident than when I'm with friends. Well, it depends on who I'm with, but I guess kind of, but I've never really been shy about filming in public, only sometimes. I don't know. Filming in public is weird for me, but I would say sure. Somebody says, how's your mental health doing? Not great, to be honest, but also not the worst I've been. So we're kind of just swimming at like, you know? like a mental breakdown could be coming, or I could be getting better. We don't really know. Like, we're just kind of just swimming along. Favorite Korean foods you've tried while living in Korea? I think my favorite Korean foods are definitely jimdak and 닭갈비. I love jimdak and I love 닭갈비. But I've had a lot of really delicious food here, to be honest, so I don't know. Somebody asked, do you drink alcohol now? I feel like there's a really big assumption that like the second I started posting that I was going to bars, everyone thought I was starting to drink alcohol. Now, everybody has their own relationship with like their boundaries and what they want to do with their life and what they can do with their life. And what I will just say is it's your decision. As long as you're being safe, as long as you're being healthy, you know, do what you want to do. I don't care. But for me personally, I am very against alcohol. I do not drink it myself. I do not want to drink it. And even though I am 22, even when I turned 21, I still have never tried alcohol. And that is just something that has always stuck with me, and it's always been instilled in me for various different reasons that I don't need to even go into. But I have trauma with alcohol. I will be completely honest with y'all. And even though I go to bars and I go around people that are drinking, I'm trying to slightly desensitize myself to alcohol, but also like I will not drink it. And that is something that's very true to me. And like I just don't give a shit about peer pressure, especially because I do live in Korea, which is a very like alcohol centric country. Like a lot of their culture has alcohol instilled in it. But I'm a foreigner. I will always be a foreigner, and I have that part of me that does not want to drink alcohol, does not want to try it, doesn't give a shit about alcohol, and that's not going to change. So yeah, I do not drink alcohol, and if people offer it to me, I just politely say no, and I say I do not drink alcohol. And if they ask for a reason, I think that's first of all just an inappropriate question, because there's many different reasons why people do not drink or do not wish to drink. But I will kindly explain it to somebody in person if they'd love to hear my trauma with alcohol. So yeah, I do not drink. Any big plans soon? Right now, no. I think just college is like the biggest plan right now, but obviously we don't know about if I got in or not, so nothing crazy. Updated bias / alt list. Everybody wants to know about my bias list, my alt list. I just don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I've really just like in the past 6 months grown up a lot, and I've really just kind of gotten to the point where like I just like who I like, you know what I mean? Like obviously I have ultimates, I have ultimate biases, but like I really like who I like, and I don't even want to like say it out loud anymore. I feel like it's just like pointless at this point, because I feel like it's always changing. I'm growing up, and as I grow, my interests change. And I feel like if I keep telling you guys like, oh, these are my old, then a lot of you guys will just be like, why don't you talk about this person? Why don't you talk about this person? And I feel like nowadays, like obviously it does matter, like in the K-pop community, like everyone always asks you like, oh, who's your alt or whatever. But like for me, I guess I just don't care anymore, guys. I've just given up on caring, on like keeping a list, if that makes sense. Like I like who I like, and like there doesn't have to be a reason behind why I like who I like. So for that reason, I will say right now I'm not going to give you guys a playlist. What was the best memory you made during your break? Wow, that is so hard. I was off for 3 weeks, and I don't even remember what happened in those 3 weeks because I've been in school the whole time, and school has literally, like I said, taken such a mental toll on me. Like I cannot describe how much level 6 has made me suffer. Like it is really taking a mental toll on me, because the material is just so incredibly difficult that I cannot even describe. I feel like I'm underwater. But I will say my birthday was a really nice memory. My friends and I went bowling, and we had like a little party. And it was really great. Also the TXT concert. The TXT concert was pretty damn good. I love the TXT concert. When did you really notice your Korean improving? I will say probably around level 5, which is kind of crazy to say because that was only like, what, 4 months ago? Yeah, really level 5. Level 5 is when I started to make a lot of friends who don't speak English, and I think that's kind of what helped me the most, because I've always been able to listen, read, and write pretty well, but my speaking skills have always been lacking. And in level 5, like I said, I made a lot of friends who do not speak any English at all, so I was kind of forced to talk to them, and because of that, I think I really did improve my skills like 4 months ago. Do you plan on going back to America anytime soon? No. What has been your favorite concert so far in Korea? Literally all of them. They were all so good. I feel like there hasn't been a bad concert yet. Like genuinely, I've had such good experiences at every concert. I don't know. Somebody says, are you planning to live in Korea forever? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't plan to, but also like the world is ever changing, so you can't really make plans. Then for events, like we're talking forever here, I don't know, but I definitely say for the foreseeable future I would say yes, I'm living in Korea. How is it balancing college classes in Korea while doing YouTube versus language school while doing YouTube? Well, when I was an exchange student back in 2019, I didn't really take YouTube seriously as much as I do now because it wasn't really my job back then. Like, I did not get paid to do YouTube. Obviously, I get paid to do YouTube now. So that was more like for fun and documenting my time as abroad, whereas now, obviously, like, it's like my well-being, so I kind of have to pay attention to YouTube. Obviously, I took a break off, but obviously I am doing other work as well, so it's not like I felt the need, like, I didn't feel the need to continue YouTube because I knew that I could still survive without it, if that makes sense. But it's just a different vibe when it's your job versus a hobby, I would say. Dream brand collab / sponsorship. I would love to work with like Big Hit, SM, JYP. Like, I would love to work with like a big company. I think that'd be really, really fun. Like, to work with them. I don't know. I think it'd be really fun. Are there any hobbies you would be interested in trying? Right now, my brain cannot handle anything else. Like, I feel like I'm at max capacity right now, so no. In level 5 and 6, do you also get to take special classes, like a cultural class, writing class, etc.? No. Any comebacks you're excited for? There's a lot in July. MCND specifically, they have not had a comeback in so long. I'm so excited. 80s, 17's having the repackage, I think, soon. Yeah, there's a lot of comebacks I'm excited for. Somebody says, do you miss the you before YouTube and K-pop? Like the Ariel we didn't know. And I'm gonna completely and honestly say, when I saw this question, I started laughing because I do not miss that Ariel at all. The Ariel that you missed, that you guys didn't see, was depressed as hell, didn't go to school, had no friends, had no desire for a future, and was just miserable. And at least now, like, yes, I still have mental health issues. Of course, I probably will always have mental health issues. Like, we all have hard times, but I'm thriving here. Like, I enjoy my life. I really love where I am, and I'm so proud of all the work that I've put in to not only like make this channel, but to move to another country by myself. So no, I don't miss her. I really don't. I am glad that I had that experience because I think that experiences do shape you, and I really don't think I'd be the person I am today if I hadn't gone through those tough times. But I do not miss her, no. Why did you continue college in South Korea versus other countries? UK, Australia, Spain, back to USA. Quite simply because I want to stay in Korea and my job is here, so I have to stay in Korea. Do you know how many classes you'll be taking your first semester back? No, I have no idea. I have not been accepted. Somebody asked a question too that like I didn't even want to answer, but I feel like I need to answer because it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about boundaries. Somebody asked, how do you maintain your weight with all the things that you eat? And this question is very, very triggering to a lot of people. A lot of people really don't like to discuss their weight. It's a very just like triggering topic because of like the terrible body standards that we have throughout the world. Not even let alone the body standards in Korea, but just in the world, body standards and like body types is just like it's such a very complex and like a very, very, very hard discussion to talk about because it is such something that like to me, like I don't care. Your weight does not matter because your weight does not equate to who you are as a person, and I think that everybody carries their weight differently. So like I literally physically like hate answering this question, but I will just say that in Korea there are a lot of freaking hills and I walk everywhere I go basically unless I take the subway. So I get over 10,000 steps a day, which is probably why I am maintaining my weight. Now I will say I have gained weight, I have lost weight. There are times where my weight fluctuates that you guys just don't see. I also sometimes just dress differently some days when I dress differently other days. But just to be like kind of pretty blunt about it, like please don't ask this question to people because again, it's a very triggering topic for a lot of people. Maintaining your weight can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, and also just remember that everyone carries their weight differently. So maybe I gained weight, but I just gained it in a place that you guys couldn't see properly, or I gained muscle. Muscle also is part of your weight. So I will say that there's a lot of freaking hills in Korea and I walk a lot. I don't actually go to the gym, I don't exercise like that, but I get over 10,000 steps a day is what I will say. But yeah, just be kind to everyone on this question because it's a very like triggering topic. Like for me, I definitely struggled a lot with body insecurity when I was younger, and if you had asked me this question like maybe like 2 years ago, I probably would have looked at it and cried and then given up on my YouTube channel and then like just cried again. So just please be kind to everyone because again, you don't know what somebody's going through, and you also don't know like about that person, about like how they gain or lose weight, you can't automatically assume that I've been maintaining my weight either. So yeah. Somebody asked, will you ever try to get into music shows as a live audience member? I have tried. It's very difficult, and I've never been accepted. Somebody asked, is there somebody special in your life? No, the only special people in my life are Subin and Bowman. Somebody asked, why was it easier to make friends with subscribers in South Korea versus in America? This question also made me laugh because if you guys know anything about me, I lived in a small ass town in the middle of Massachusetts. It's pretty hard to find people who live in a small ass town in the middle of Massachusetts, whereas in Korea, when people come to Korea, they mostly come to Seoul. So nobody texted me like, hey Ariel, let's meet up in Boston. I got a lot of texts saying, hey Ariel, let's meet up in Seoul. So I think location plays a huge role. If I was living in a big city, I can completely understand why people would ask me to meet up or be friends, but yeah, I've met a ton of subscribers here, and that is simply because we are all in Seoul, basically. But this question was very funny. Like, you guys think that I live in like a really big town. Like, there's a lot of assumptions that I'm from California or from like LA or I live in like New York or something. Guys, I'm from a tiny town in the middle of freaking nowhere. Like, of course subscribers aren't gonna find me there. So anyways, this question was very funny to me. Someone asked, do you find it shameful to say that you get assistance financially from your parents? First of all, my financial situation should be none of y'all's problems. Like, the way that I get my finances in order to afford my lifestyle should not be a problem with all of you guys. And I really hate this question, to be honest, because no, I don't find it shameful at all to ask help. And I don't think anybody should find it shameful if they do have the chance to ask for help, I know a lot of kids in my situation who are here fully funded by their parents, and I know a lot of kids here that are doing everything and working themselves, like working their ass off to get what they want. Now, I will just let you guys know that my parents do pay for my schooling because that is something they set up for me before I was even born. I was born into a college fund. I had a college fund set up for me, so of course I do not have to pay for my studies. However, I am working my ass off to afford the life that I live here, and I'm working so hard to do the things that I want to do here. Now, do I ask my parents for help? Yeah, sure, everybody has times where they need help, of course. I'm still quite young and I still have so much to learn, but I don't find it shameful to ask my parents for help because they want me here, they want me to be happy, and they are willing to help. But I just want to say once and for all, my finances should be none of y'all's like problems. I get the questions of like, how do I have a job here? How do I afford it all here? I get those questions, but like, I will tell you guys, I am a YouTuber. I work for different companies. I have many different hats underneath being a YouTuber with my different works, and also I have my college fund to pay for my school. So that is what I will say about that. I don't find it shameful, but also I don't feel the need to talk about my finances because it should be none of your problem. Like, none of you guys should be like, oh my god, I wonder how Ariel's like paying her bills, because like it shouldn't be a problem for any of you. What's your favorite small thing about moving to Korea, like not concerts and stuff? I think the small thing is, I guess, having a social life. Like, it's not really about like being in Korea specifically, but I think it's just I've met so many really cool people and so many diverse people here from different countries, different places in the world, and I think that it really opened my eyes to a lot of different cultures and a lot of different things, and I think like that experience has been way more fulfilling than anything else living here. It's just like meeting different people from around the world. It's really cool and an amazing opportunity. Somebody asked about my love life again. Guys, there's no love life. Do you hate translating for your friends who don't know a lot of Korean? No, I don't mind at all. I was in that position at one point where I was the friend that had no idea what was going on, so I really don't care about translating. And also, translating is a really good practice for me to obviously listen and then understand what somebody is saying to me. So no, I don't care. Somebody asked, am I religious or do I believe in God? I was raised Catholic. I think I will always share some Catholic beliefs, and I really don't know what I believe in, to be honest. I feel like being raised into a Catholic family but then also having divorced parents really does kind of, you mess up your brain. I don't know what I believe, but I really do hope that all my family that has passed away and all of the people that I love that have passed away are in a good place. So it's hard. It's very hard, but I don't really know where I stand, to be honest. Somebody asked, have I ever been to a K-pop fan sign? In person, no, but I've only done one online fan sign, which I'm sure you guys have all seen, which is my Hyunjin call. Somebody says, how has K-pop changed your life? K-pop has really changed everything about my life. Like, I never imagined to be 22 years old sitting here telling you guys that I am basically fluent in Korean and I live in South Korea. Like, that was never on my mind when I was younger, obviously. So I think it's definitely changed the direction of my life. It's obviously changed like where I thought I was going to be and where I am now. It changed my job. Like, I always thought I would be growing up to be a teacher, and now I'm obviously like a YouTuber going into more business type work. So it's definitely changed my life a lot. What's your song of the year this year? so far. There's no. There's been no. My answer is no. My answer is no. Tanner says, who's your new alt? And what color do you want to dye your hair next? My new alts, I again don't really feel like talking about because again, like, my brain does not work well, and I'm kind of sick and tired of like, who's your bias in this group, who's your alt in this group. I'm really just like, I don't know why I cannot stand those questions right now. And what color do you want to dye your hair next? I think I kind of want to go red. I know I said I would never go red, but I kind of want to go red. But I think blue hair would be really cool too, so I don't know. I'm going back and forth. My favorite ice cream is Oreo ice cream. What you need to consider if you want to move to Korea, like any essentials, I would definitely say bring a good towel, bring nice sheets, a good towel. I just recently had to get new towels and they're just not the same. I don't know. Get a nice towel. If you were to ult another group, who's the closest group to be your ult? Again, everyone wants to know about my ults. I do not think there's a group right now that I would consider ulting. Are you generally interested in other cultures and countries? Yeah, of course. I am interested in everything. I feel like you guys just don't know this about me, but I'm a very just like curious person. I've always been quite curious since I was little. Like, I love researching things. I love getting to know about new things. I love like psychology. I love to know about how brains work. I think it's so fascinating. And yeah, I'm definitely interested in a lot of different countries. Are you sometimes overwhelmed while thinking about decisions you have to make for your future career? Am I sometimes? Bestie, I am always overwhelmed about my future and my future career and my future path, and if I'm making the right choices, and if I should just quit my job and go back home, and if I should just stop my studies, and why am I learning this language, and why am I living in this country? I think about that all the time. But what I will say is that you can only take every day one day at a time. You can only take one moment at a time, and you can only be the best person that you can be today, and tomorrow will be tomorrow. So that's something my mom has always taught me and always told me, so I try really hard not to think about my future. It's very difficult, but I try so hard. What is something that makes you the happiest lately? I think really what makes me the happiest lately is quality time with my friends. I think that, especially living in Korea, you see a lot of people come and go because a lot of people only stay for some specific programs or stay for only a certain amount of time or only are here on vacation, and just being able to spend quality time with people that I care about is really important to me. So I'd say, like, recently the thing that makes me the happiest is just quality time, you know, just going for a meal, or just going to a cafe, or just going to an event, or just going to buy something, going shopping, going to a concert. I've really appreciated quality time recently. What is something you want people to know about you that people might not expect? I am not as happy as you guys make me out to be. I feel like, especially if like you're a subscriber that I met maybe once or maybe just twice, I feel like you'll still say I'm a very bright and outgoing and like bubbly person, which I can completely understand. My real personality is more like this. Like, I'm definitely more very blunt, like very just like straight to the point. I'm a very just like upfront person about like how I feel and what I think. And also I'm a very sad person. I feel like a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm just like really just like a very negative person, and I'm a very sad person. So when people get to know me, they're always a little bit confused because of course like I am very bubbly, and like obviously on my YouTube channel I try to be as happy as possible for you guys and like make really fun content, but like in the real world I'm just like, wow, listening to Cry for Love by Baekhyun and then just like singing, crying in the shower. So yeah, I think that's what you guys don't know about me. Despite all the struggles you face, do you think you're generally happier in Korea than the USA? I do. I really do. I really do. What's your MBTI? Oh, give me a second, besties. I took the test a while ago. I'm gonna find it. I always forget the letters because I cannot remember anything right now. My brain is literally mush. Level 6 has turned my brain into mush, but I did take the test recently. And I am an ESFJ-T. I'm a consult. So I was originally an INFP my entire life. Then I took the test again and I changed to another I. I don't remember what it was. The same one as Jungkook. But then I took the test back in May and I am an E. So I am an extrovert now, which is shocking. Is Korean really hard language to learn? I feel like for the students in my class that know other Asian languages, it's a little bit easier, but for somebody who has never learned an Asian language before, it is pretty hard to learn, I'll be honest. How are you always so lovely and positive? Thank you so much, that's so sweet. But I think that, like I said, my channel is my outlet to be the bubbly and positive person, you know? Like, my channel is my outlet to be that happy, like, K-pop fan. So I never really, I guess, show you guys my sad bitch real life, but I try sometimes. I try so hard, but I always wanted my channel to be my outlet to be happy. So I think that's why I'm always happy. It's because like my channel is my outlet to be happy. But in real life, But yeah, that's kind of all of the questions that we got. Everything else I've already answered before, so I'm so sorry if you guys wanted to know about my history of how I got into K-pop. I've answered it a million times. 2017, BTS, DNA. But I love you guys. Just know that I love you guys, and I do apologize again for taking this break. And I also apologize, I was kind of unfiltered in this Q&A, so if you guys have never like really seen the real sarcastic me, I really do apologize for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless, and maybe you learned a little thing about me, or you didn't, and that's fine too. But I love you guys, honestly, and I really do appreciate all of the love that you guys give me in this channel, and I fully understand my privilege, and my privilege not only to have you guys, but to be in Korea and to be learning this language, and I'm always recognizing that, and I truthfully know it. So yeah, I love you guys. I'm back. I didn't leave you guys for that long. Also, if you guys are like have the notifications on my channel, I've done like 5 live streams since I've been on break, so I've literally been posting every single week anyways, but I just private my live streams because I don't know, I get scared. I don't like hate comments. Hate comments really do not boost the ego on a Tuesday morning when you're drinking your morning coffee. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say. I love you guys so much. Also, I hope you guys get excited for some more content that I have coming up, some vlogs and some other things, some unboxings. So I love you guys so much. Never forget that, and I will see you guys next time very soon. Bye everyone. Mwah.